afternoon, welcome to On the Spot News. I'm your puppet host, Spot, and today I will be talking to you about the Sokovia Accords that came into law after Captain America's Civil War. Now, I'll be going over both sides of the argument, to make sure there's no bias in between me. And I will also be talking about some of the consequences that come from the documents. Now first, let me tell you a little bit about what the Sokovia Accords mean. The Accords are a series of ratified documents signed by 117 different countries from around the world. Now, some factors of this include any other enhanced individual will no longer have the authority to cross international borders at any time they wish. Heroes must be given clearance by a nation's government before taking any action, and anyone who does not sign the Accords will not participate in any Avengers incursions or any national or global conflicts without permission from the government. And now, let's take a look at the positive sides of the Sokovia Accords. Now, one positive is that there will be proper accountability, which basically means that someone needs to be held accountable for the actions of superheroes and also for the destruction of property. As can be seen from New York, Harlem, Washington D.C., Sokovia, even the Lagos incident. That was terrible. And a second good thing is that there will be better political consequences, which means that would help to prevent making strains on relationships between the U.S. and the rest of the world. And the third positive is worldwide proactivity, which means that we should be taking steps to solve problems on our own without having to rely on superheroes all the time. And now let's take a look at some of the negatives. One, it would complicate the process of saving lives. The 117 countries that signed the Accords would have to equally agree on the best way to handle a crisis or problem in the world, which is a very hard thing to do, especially when it's 117 people trying to agree on the exact same thing. Number two, it would create a superhero harms race, which basically means that the countries who are not a part of these Sokovia Accords, well, not on the panel at least, could possibly have the notion to recruit or maybe create their own superheroes, which will lead to an even bigger conflict. And finally, the third reason is that it would criminalize superheroes, which means that superheroes would be arrested for saving lives. So basically just punishing them for doing what's right. Now, Well, finally, I want to talk to you about some of the consequences. Now, as you can see by the graphic, show the graphic, please. Thank you. Okay. Now, as you can see by this graphic, there are many different consequences that happen because of the Sokovia Accords. Take a look for yourself. So those are just a few of the consequences that came from the Sokovia Accords. So it definitely gives you something to think about. Alright, well, thank you for listening to both sides of the argument and hearing some of the consequences that come with it. For now, I'm Spot for On the Spot News, saying have a great day and always be on the spot.